Okay, so the world of sales is right in the middle of this massive, massive shakeup. We're going to explore what that really means, starting from the huge external forces that are changing the game, and then drill all the way down to the personal career decisions you might be staring down right now. And this quote it nails it, doesn't it? The old sales playbook, it's broken. It's done. The ground is literally shifting right under our feet. So the question becomes, what are we supposed to do about it? So let's start with that big picture. We're seeing these enormous external forces. I'm talking about the explosion of AI and this complete flip in how customers actually buy things, and they are reshaping the entire sales landscape as we know it.
And look, this isn't some far off, pie in the sky prediction for the future. The research shows that the highest performing sales teams, they're already doing this stuff. They are building a massive structural advantage while pretty much everyone else is still playing catch up.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, those old walls between departments, they're just collapsing. We are moving away from these silo teams, where everyone has their own separate goals, and we're moving toward one single unified team, where marketing, sales, and customer success are all on the hook for the entire customer journey.
Okay, so in this completely new world, how does a leader's thinking need to change? I mean, this is about way more than just writing better scripts or new tactics. It really requires a fundamental shift in mindset.
And to really get our heads around that shift, we're going to look at a pretty surprising source: a university course syllabus for sales management. Yeah, seriously. It gives us a really powerful framework for this new way of thinking.
This is the heart of it right here. The whole focus is shifting away from just handing reps a script and telling them to go. Instead, it's all about developing high-stakes judgment and leadership. It's the quality of the decisions that matters now, not how perfect the playbook is.
And this brings us to this core concept of signal over scripts. What does that mean? It means having the ability to make the tough calls, even when you don't have all the information. It's about managing these complex systems, people, pipelines, pressure, not just chasing a number on some spreadsheet. This is the question at the heart of that entire course, and it's the central challenge for every single leader in the real world. The job isn't about finding the perfect, easy answer. It's about understanding and owning the really high-stakes trade-offs that you have to make every single day. All right, let's bring this down from the strategic, 30,000-foot view to the personal level. How do all these high-level changes and big trade-offs actually play out in the messy, human reality of being a sales manager? And for anyone out there who's thinking about making that leap from being an individual seller to a manager, wow, the trade-offs are just huge, and they're deeply personal. You're basically swapping direct control for indirect influence, and your individual wins for the team's collective responsibility. For some people, like this person on Reddit, making that trade is absolutely worth it. For them, management becomes this path to a better income, a healthier work-life balance, and that genuine satisfaction of building a winning, collaborative team. But then you see the other side of the coin. For others, the reality is completely different. That little bump in pay just isn't worth the massive increase in responsibility, the extra hours, and the time away from what truly matters. It just goes to show you there is no single right answer here. So, armed with this understanding of the industry shifts and the deep personal stakes, how can a leader actually build a team culture that doesn't just survive this new world, but genuinely thrives in it? Well, the absolute foundation of any high-performing culture, and I mean the bedrock, is psychological safety. It is completely non-negotiable, because without it, none of the other stuff matters. If your people are afraid to take risks or speak up, you are never going to get real innovation or honest feedback. Ever. This gives us a really practical playbook for building that culture. And notice the flow here, right? Each step builds perfectly on the last one. You start with safety, then you align on a shared purpose, you define the goals, you measure progress, you celebrate the wins, you encourage new ideas, and you reinforce all of it with real human connection. And this is such a critical point. A strong culture isn't just about what you encourage, it is defined by what you refuse to tolerate. That means you have to be willing to hire, promote, and even let people go based on your values, not just on their quota attainment. So, we have covered a ton of ground here, from that 30,000-foot view of what's happening in the industry, all the way down to the nitty-gritty of team culture and the very personal choices you might be facing in your own career. And really, it all comes back to this one question. Whether you're an individual contributor, a manager, or a senior leader, the world of sales is demanding a whole new set of choices. So, the only question left is, What trade-off are you willing to make for your team, for your career, and for your own future?